hit brake. I'm trying to get away tonight.
Another defective part, Jay. So we're supposed to be moving from the car and get his car shot, but it seems like we're just backpedaling. Let's get that wheel cylinder out.
Are you?
Order another new one. Another new
Way too loud.
Yep. Parts for cars this old are often copies of copies of copies, and so no matter how good a mechanic you are, you're still gonna run into shit like this. Jay tore apart the front end of the Dart again to replace the wheel cylinder. The only positive is that we didn't have to replace the spindle. We found a ball joint with a wider taper that sat better in the spindle, so this car is now finally ready for an alignment. My old flight school buddy Rudy is coming by to take a spin in his 64 Dodge Dart. I'm not going to say he's taking it home today because, well, I'm not sure if he's taking it home. I did exactly what he told me to do, but it's by no means a finished car, so to be honest, I'm kind of uncomfortable handing over the keys. Damn, welcome. You were fancier than the last time. This meeting was supposed to take place almost 4 weeks ago. I thought you guys were better than that. I thought your car was better than that. We got through the list you gave. The steering, try and make it start, take care of the carburetor issues, the suspension issues, and you know your car actually stopped fairly well. Yeah. Unfortunately, the wheel cylinders were leaking, the brake hoses were rotted, and the brake lines were rusted. We're good at what you asked me to stay under, but I'm a little apprehensive about what I'm going to give you back today because I generally hand people back keys to what I would consider finished, ready to go cars. I think I'm handing you back keys to a much better car. Safer, but notice I'm putting ers on the ends.
I mean, I get it, but where I thought we would have a project with the kids to enjoy, work and drive, it became work, drive, tow, work, drive, tow. So I needed you to get me to a point where I can work on the car with the kids.
Okay, so you are planning on still doing work on this car, right?
Yeah.
All right. I want you to drive it. At the end of that drive, I need you to give me a thumbs up or this is not good enough.
Sounds like a plan. I'm excited.
Let's go drive it. What do you think?
It looks great. It does? That's why I bought it. It looks cute.
I remember how sharp the car looks. It's very unique. The color is pretty and the chrome is nice.
New shocks and your carburetor's been gone through and your radiator at least now holds water. You got a battery hold down system. And then of course those tie rods and the ball joints and the control arm boots, brakes, brake lines, brake hoses, they're older than you. Now they're fresh. They're kind of like that suit you're wearing. Your leaf spring bushings, wheel cylinders, the steel lines that were bad. We took care of all that. Let's go for a ride.
All right, let's do this. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is amazing.
From turning the key to moving forward, the car was completely different. It was great.
My gosh, this is awesome.
Does it feel like you got more control now?
Oh my gosh, it's totally a new car as it comes to how I can steer it and it goes where it's supposed to.
The car was too much in control before, and now I was driving the car.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, that was
We
nice.
went over railroads.
That was awesome.
And you didn't even hear anything.
When I went over bumps like this before, there was a lot of stuff vibrating. Then now there's little things that the boys and I can play with and still take it on the drive.
You leaving it for more, or you taking it home?
I'm taking it home.
So you and the kids are going to start doing the weekend thing, right?
Tinker
All right.
moving in.
Bring it on by. I'll help you tinker. But for now, let's do the paperwork.
Now I look forward to a different phase of interaction with the car and the kids. Every time we get in the car and we turn the ignition and it starts, we all look at ourselves and smile.
What do you think we should do next?
I'd love to see the chrome on this.
That's where the magic of working on cars comes together, is when you're able to put in the work, the sweat, and then get in and drive it somewhere and use it. That's what we were missing. I love the car.
The final pieces of the puzzle on the 65 Cobra are the gauges. For Gordon, the transmission gauge is an absolute necessity. The clock, however, is a combination of vanity and utility. Both gauges are complete, and now it's time to send the snake back to its dad. You know, you brought us a rather interesting project. Do you know how many Cobras we've ever, in the history of the company, converted from manuals to automatics?
Probably 0.
Counting years, that would be 1.
Oh, believe me, if I had a choice, nothing would have changed.
Okay.
The way the car was as I got it, I could no longer drive it.
So our first real challenge was just pulling the transmission out. So we re-engineered your frame. So your transmission will now come out the bottom, fully serviceable.
Yeah, that's great.
We had to get a different transmission cooling system. We had to obviously change out the entire shifting system. We had to move the pedals. We had to get a smaller steering wheel, add some gauges. You actually don't have a monster invoice. 4 pages.
This is everything.
It's everything. You okay with this?
Yes, I am.
It is an absolutely beautiful car.
No, the few minutes that I had it was charging fast.
Would you like to go drive the Cobra? Like 3 years ago, you got to drive it for 5 minutes and not again.
Yeah.
Let's go there.